Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are peeling back the layers on the massive industrial projects that, well, literally power our world. It's so easy to look at a giant power plant and just be floored by the scale of it all. But the real story, the absolute foundation of it, starts at a scale you can pretty much hold in your hand. We're going to break down that incredible complexity, starting from the smallest, most fundamental piece. It all begins right here, with this one simple truth. Before any concrete gets poured, before a single crane lifts a piece of steel, everything hinges on human skill. It's about a single person's ability to fuse two pieces of metal into a perfect, permanent bond. But, in a world of insane pressures and temperatures, how do you guarantee that skill? How do you know for sure they can control those critical variables?
Well, this is the answer. A welder certificate. This one here is valid until January 6th, 2029. And yeah, it might just look like a piece of paper, but this little card is the absolute bedrock of trust. It's the verifiable proof of competence that entire multi-million-dollar industries are built on.
Okay, so here's our roadmap for this journey. We're going to start with that certified individual and the super precise rules they have to follow. Then we'll look at how technology is totally changing the game. We'll drop all of that inside a real-world mega project. And then finally, zoom all the way out to see the corporate engine that makes the whole thing run.
First up, the certified weld. Let's take a closer look at the person who's actually holding the welding torch and the incredibly high bar they have to clear just to step foot on the job site.
Right. So this isn't just some company-issued card. No. This is proof of competence against a tough international standard. To get a certification like this, under ISO 96061, a welder's work gets put through the ringer. We're talking visual inspections for perfection, radiographic tests, basically x-rays, to spot any hidden flaws, and even destructive fracture tests to make sure that bond is absolutely solid. It is a bulletproof guarantee of quality.
Okay, so you have a certified pro on the job, ready to go. But even they can't just rely on gut feeling or experience. Nope. Every single critical connection needs a precise engineered playbook. So what does that blueprint actually look like?
Think about it. In a massive power plant where one single failure could be, well, catastrophic, you just can't leave anything to guesswork. There's no room for interpretation. You need a precise, repeatable plan that guarantees the 1,000th weld is every bit as perfect as the first.
And this is the answer, the WPS, or Welding Procedure Specification. Think of this as the official master recipe for one specific type of weld. It's this super technical document that leaves absolutely nothing to chance, detailing every last variable, from the kind of metal to the exact angle of the torch.
And this is where it gets really interesting, because we get to peek inside one of these recipes. This is a real WPS. And just look at that level of detail. It calls out the exact electrical current, the voltage, the precise speed the welder has to move, and even the amount of heat they're putting into the metal. This kind of granular control is how you guarantee a perfect result every single time.
So we have the skilled human and we have the precise rules. That's been the foundation for decades. But for projects on a truly massive scale, like those huge cross-country pipelines, technology is coming in and rapidly changing how the work actually gets done.
And this just lays it out perfectly. On the left, you've got your traditional manual welding. It's incredibly flexible, totally reliant on the skill of that certified operator. But on the right, you have automatic welding, where a machine takes over. It trades some of that flexibility for unbelievable speed and just perfect, unwavering repeatability. It's absolutely ideal for those long, straight pipeline routes.
And believe me, this shift isn't just for looks. The business case for automation is, well, it's overwhelming. You get way more done, way faster, with fewer mistakes. Training operators is quicker because their job changes from making the weld to managing the machine that makes the weld. It's just a massive economic driver.
All right, so we've got the person, the rules, and the technology. Now, let's step out of the workshop and onto the site of a real mega project to see where all these pieces finally come together on an absolutely massive scale.
We're going inside a huge, multi-year energy project, the modernization of a single 858-megawatt power block at the Bełchatów power plant in Poland. And to give you some scale, this is one of the largest power plants of its kind in the entire world. This is where those individual welds become part of a critical piece of a country's infrastructure.
A project of this magnitude, it unfolds over years, not weeks. As you can see from this timeline, every single phase is meticulously scheduled.
From the kickoff in September 2022, through all the disassembly, the assembly of core components like rotors and heating baskets, all the way to the final handover nearly 2 years later.
And that entire, incredibly complex schedule, with all of its moving parts and dependencies, it boils down to this: 529 days. That's almost a year and a half of non-stop, coordinated, high-stakes work from start to finish. And this is the moment it all leads to. After hundreds of days of work, thousands of individual welds, and just countless hours of planning, the project hits its climax: synchronization with the KSE, Poland's national power grid. This is the big moment. You flip the switch, and that massive, newly modernized block starts feeding power back out to the entire country. So let's zoom out one last time. A project like this doesn't just happen. It takes an immense amount of financial backing and a crystal-clear structure of authority to push it forward. So who provides the power behind the power plant?
Yeah, you can't even get in the door to bid on a project this size unless you have serious financial muscle. This number right here, 30 million Polish zloty, that's the fully paid-up share capital of just one of the key contractors involved. It's a signal to the market that you have the resources to see the job through.
And all that money is governed by these incredibly complex rules. You might see a term like DDP, or Delivered Duty Paid, buried in the project contracts. What that really means is that the company selling a component is responsible for everything: the shipping, the insurance, customs, taxes, everything until that part is physically sitting at the power plant. It's all about meticulously assigning every last bit of cost and risk.
In any system this complex, filled with contractors, subcontractors, and suppliers, authority has to be perfectly clear. The responsibility has to flow all the way to the top, to a single point of ultimate control.
And this just says it all. This ID card, it doesn't just get you through the gate. It defines the ultimate responsibility. The person holding this is designated as the ace, the system owner, the one who lines up the capital and the technology, who makes the strategic calls, and who holds full authority. The buck stops right here.
So there we have it. We've traced the entire chain. It starts with the proven skill of a single certified welder. That skill is then guided by the precise rules of a technical blueprint, the WPS. All of this takes place within the massive context of a mega project. And the whole thing is driven by a powerful corporate engine that provides the money and the ultimate authority.
So next time you flip a light switch, you're tapping into a network just like this one, a hidden system of individual skill, exacting rules, and immense capital, all working together perfectly. It kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other invisible systems, every bit as complex, are we relying on every single day without ever even seeing them?